Welcome to Sweet Soul Pilates. Please remember to engage your core, protect your spine, breathe, and be sweet to you. Today we have a 15-minute waist and glutes mat Pilates class. And we'll come down onto our hands and knees. And we're going to stretch both of our legs, starting with our right leg, pressing back onto the tops of our feet. And then we'll switch to the left leg. And then we'll bring both together and come into a child's pose stretch. And our timer will begin in a moment. We'll come up onto our hands and knees, step 1 foot back at a time, coming into a high plank, and we'll lift back towards our feet and back down into a high plank and repeat this sequence. I'm taking a little bit of a double pulse as I push myself up back towards my feet and return to that high plank. And now we'll come down onto our left knee, extending our right leg, hands behind our head. And we're going to alternate dropping one elbow down towards our waist and the other. Lots of control here, you're only moving the upper body. Again, tapping one elbow down and the other. This is your early reminder to breathe, allowing your breath to flow freely. We never want to hold our breath, even if it's challenging. And now we'll switch sides to do the same. Hands behind our head, dropping one elbow down towards our waist and the other side. So this time you should be on your right knee, left leg extended. And for those who are new here, we use a 33-second timer. When you hear the 3 clock clicks, that lets you know that we are wrapping up that move. And now we'll come back down onto our hands and knees. Starting with our right leg, we're going to take some hip circles in whichever direction we choose to start with. I'm starting in the hydrant position, so I'm opening up that leg and swinging it back. Whichever way you started, we'll just take that in the reverse in a moment. Feel free to adjust yourself if needed, but we'll hop right back into taking those hip circles in the opposite direction. And now we'll take everything over to work that left leg. So starting with those left leg hip circles in either direction that you choose. And of course, we'll take those hip circles in the other direction that you started with. And now we're going to lay on our left hip, extending the top leg. We'll bring our arm overhead, and then we're going to lift our leg and our arm to meet in the middle for a quick tap and back to extension. When you extend, be sure to reach that arm overhead. Nice and long. We're taking some oblique crunches here. And now we'll bring both of our legs together, slightly bent. We're going to take some hip raises into clam. So that's opening up that top leg as you raise your hips off the mat. Close and tap back down to repeat. So you're lifting those hips up, opening that top leg, really using that bottom leg as support. Feel free to place your hand on your hip or down on the mat for additional support and stability. And now we'll take that same sequence over to the other side. So now we're laying on our right hip, extending that top leg, bringing our arm overhead, lifting both to meet in the middle, and back to extension. Again, really reaching that arm overhead, nice and long, coming up for a tap for these oblique crunches. And now we'll bring our legs together again for those hip raise to clams. So lifting our hips up off the mat, opening that top leg, and closing to repeat. Really squeezing in the glutes as you open up that top leg. And again, feel free to place your hand wherever comfortable. And now we'll come down onto our forearms. And we're going to take some hydrants starting on our right leg. So we'll be opening up that right leg nice and wide for some extended hydrants. Your core is engaged here, so as I always say, imagine you're pulling your belly up towards your spine. And this is your reminder to breathe, even if you're shaking, even if it feels challenging. Allow yourself to exhale through the move instead of holding your breath. And give yourself a moment here. We'll drop back down to our forearms to do the same on our left leg. So we're opening up that left leg nice and wide for those hydrants. Again, engaging that core and breathing. And now we'll swing ourselves around to seated. We're going to lay flat with our legs bent as we bring them up to tabletop. Hands wherever comfortable. You're just going to open and close your legs. A simple move, but be sure that this is nice and controlled. Your breath can flow freely here. Again, you're just opening and closing your legs. And now let's lift them up towards the sky, hands behind our head. We're going to open into a V and close to reset. So you're just opening and closing. Again, nice and controlled. For an additional challenge, feel free to lift your head slightly off the mat, tucking that chin towards your chest. If you need to, you can take a soft bend in the knees. And now we'll bring our legs back down. Hands behind our head. We're going to bring one leg up towards our elbow and the other. So alternating sides, bringing our elbow to our knee, knee to elbow. And now we'll come up onto our tippy toes. We're going to take some hip raises. So we're lifting our hips up off the mat, tucking and rolling that pelvis under. Again, we're on our tippy toes, but feel free to flatten your feet if you need to. And then we're going to hop right into some hip raise pulses in a moment here. And let's hold it, and now we'll take some little pulses up and down. And now go ahead and hug your knees in towards your chest, rolling yourself up like a ball. We'll swing around onto our hands and knees for a child's pose stretch. And now let's come up for a moment. We'll bring our left knee forward, extending the right leg. Come down towards the mat if you can, onto your forearms. Rocking your hips side to side. And then we'll press ourselves up, opening up your chest. As we prepare to switch legs, we'll bring that right knee forward, extending the left leg. Come down to the mat if you can, onto your forearms, rocking side to side. And then we'll press ourselves up, opening up our chest again. And we'll bring our legs back together, coming into a final child's pose, rolling up, leaning back onto your forearms. And that is everything for today. I will see you all next time.